Hello everyone, I'm Peicheng Wang from Xidian University. Today we are going to talk about LibScan towards more precise third-party library identification for Android applications. So this work is about how to precisely identify the general purpose TPLs of Android apps using static analysis approach. This is joint work with a collaborator from Palo Networks, Penn State University, and the University of New South Wales. This talk includes 4 parts, and I will start from the background and the motivation. As we know, the third-party library is an indispensable component for modern mobile apps. An early study has shown that about 60% of the code in Android apps is the TPL code. At the same time, the lack of knowledge of TPL vulnerabilities and the delayed fix will greatly threaten the app and system security. Therefore, identifying the used TPL in the app is an urgent requirement for app vetting. However, there are difficulties in identifying TPLs in the app. A study has shown that about 1/4 of Google Play apps are obfuscated. Actually, the TPLs can be obfuscated with many different obfuscation techniques and many obfuscators. Things become more difficult when the new compiler D8 and obfuscator R8 are used in the new development toolchain. So our motivation is to implement a more accurate TPL detection approach that better addresses the obfuscation techniques implemented by these obfuscators. LibScan is designed to overcome the obfuscation techniques implemented by Alto, and ProGuard. And LibScan is more effective against the R8 compiler of the recent Android Studio, even though R8 was not considered during the design process of the LibScan. Then we show the design of LibScan. This is the workflow. We aim to decide if an app and a TPL are matched or unmatched, so we can determine whether the TPL is in the app. Before we start the similarity decision, an initialization extracts necessary information for every step from both the app and the TPL, including a set of code features and the method-opcodes of each app and the TPL class. Then we go into a 3-step procedure to decide the similarity between the app and TPL. In the 4th step, LibScan constructs a signature for both the app and the TPL classes based on the code features. The signature mismatching between the app class and the TPL class is conservative. If 2 signatures are different, it means the 2 classes most likely different. At the end of this step, we determine the class correspondences relations between the app and the TPL based on the signature matching. After this step, and actually after each of 3 steps of LibScan, we use the class correspondences to decide a confidence score and find if the score is above some thresholds. The intuition of the confidence score is the coverage rate of the TPL. If the confidence score is below the threshold, we directly determine the TPL exists in the app. And if the score exceeds the threshold, we deliver the class correspondences into the next step. Step 2 compares the method-opcodes in the 2 classes of each class correspondences. In this step, we calculate a similarity score between the 2 classes. If the similarity score is below the threshold set 1, we remove the correspondence. So this step removes 4th class correspondences and reduces the total number of the correspondences. Then the app TPL confidence score is calculated for the 2nd time over the remaining class correspondences. And also, the class correspondences will be delivered into the next step only when the confidence score is above the threshold set 2. And the third step considers the method call chains in the method similarity comparison. In this step, we only hold the class correspondences when the best matched methods always have a call-chain-opcode inclusion relation. Then the app TPL confidence score is calculated for the third time over the remaining correspondences. We determine the final match when the confidence score is still above the threshold. Then we give more details about the three steps. For the fourth step, we focus on the code features that may persist during the obfuscation. We derive the signature of each class as a 787-dimensional Boolean vector, so the initial correspondences can be found efficiently by Boolean vector matching. For step 2, we find the best matched app method in the app class to each TPL method in the TPL class. Best match means the methods have the same method signature and their opcodes have minimal difference. Then for the app class, we found a set of best matched app methods. We validate the class correspondences if such app method dominates the app class in opcode side. For step 3, we take the best matched app method and TPL method as the entry method of the method call chain. The call chain opcodes of the app method should include the call chain opcodes of the TPL method. If any app TPL method pair doesn't satisfy this opcode inclusion relation, we remove the app TPL correspondence from the class correspondence relations. Then we show the evaluation of LibScan. LibScan relies on the thresholds, and the thresholds have a correlative impact. So we use a grid search on a small app dataset and the 4 TPL dataset to get the optimal thresholds. The tuning procedure is totally automatic, and it takes around 21 to 22 hours to get the optimal thresholds. And also, we evaluate the effectiveness of LibScan at both the library and the version level. To show the difference between the two levels, a typical example is that some tools report the detection of if-app client access 4.9.0 in an app, but the TPL version is indeed 4.9.1. In such a case, we reach a library level true positive, but a version level false negative. So we can say that the version level is more restrictive. And from this table, we can say LibScan outperforms others on most ground truth apps. Most of these apps are obfuscated by arbitrary dash or purgard. Only OLIS has a better precision on the library level, and as we know, the version level results are more restricted than the library level results. We further investigate the effectiveness of different tools on different obfuscation levels. We prepare ground truth apps on 5 different dash obfuscation levels and 4 D8, R8 obfuscation levels. We can say LibScan outperforms others on each dash obfuscation level. And on the D8, R8 obfuscation levels, LibScan performed best on R8 built apps with code shrinkage but disabled optimization. We believe that there still requires more feature efforts on identifying the TPLs in the R8 obfuscated apps. Then we investigated the necessity of each step of LibScan. We can see step 2 and step 3 have obvious positive effects for reducing false positives and improving detection precision. Also, if we ignore step 1 or step 2, it will increase the number of class correspondences delivered to the costly step 3 and also increase the detection cost. So we can conclude that all the steps of LibScan are necessary. We evaluate the efficiency of different tools on both ground truth apps and the most popular Google Play apps. As we can see, LibScan is competitive in efficiency. We investigate the scalability of LibScan on 100,000 apps to detect 205 vulnerable TPL versions. As a result, LibScan detected 3,949 existence of 23 vulnerable TPLs in 3,664 of 100K real-world apps. This figure shows the annual existence of the top vulnerable TPLs. We noticed that several TPL versions confirmed to be vulnerable long time ago, such as NIF-Web Content Access 1.1.1. Such frequent usage of the old TPLs also inspires us to investigate the app maliciousness potentially corrected with the vulnerabilities of the TPLs. So we have investigated more case studies on using LibScan to help the malware detection. Our proof of concept case study on Cortex apps show that LibScan's verdict propagation can predict the malware correctly. If we disable the same vulnerable TPL requirement on the clustering, with the verdict propagation will fail the malware prediction. Finally, is the conclusion. LibScan is an efficient approach to identifying TPLs for Android apps. By reducing the first-class correspondences of the overall detection and the confidence score decisions at each detection steps, we ensure the early stop and the efficiency of the LibScan. LibScan is suitable for app vetting because we have implemented the code-featured caching for the backdrop analysis. Also, LibScan is accurate based on the fingerprinting features and set-based opcode inclusion relations that we use to design the class correspondence and similarity. Finally, our implementation is available. Lastly, I want to help my collaborator Dongrui to advertise their job openings at Palo Networks. They are hiring two security researchers. If you are interested, please reach out to him by this email address or on this select. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.